Joined by Will Hall, the head football coach at the University of Southern Mississippi, on the Farm Bureau guest line. Coach, it's here. It is finally here. Time to start knocking pads and bumping helmets and getting ready for a season. I know you're excited.
Yeah, I really am. It's been I've been quoted as saying a lot over the summer and throughout this off season. It's been a tough build for us here. You guys know that. But as we go into year 3, it's been a very, very rewarding build as we look back on everything we've been able to accomplish and how much better we are right now than what we were when we got here. And I think, we play a tremendously tough schedule. You guys know that. It's been well documented. But I like our football team. I like the roster we've been able to build since we've gotten here, and I think we'll be a tough out for people. I think we're going to have a chance to put our best foot forward, and this schedule gives us a chance to put Southern Miss, back on the forefront of college football if we can play well.
Well, the very first time we talked to you after you got the Southern Miss job, I kind of asked you about offensive philosophy, and you, I remember vividly, said our offense revolves around the play of quarterbacks, and you had really good quarterback play in all of your places. You've been bitten by the injury bug, and it just hasn't settled in for the first couple of years. Do you feel good about your quarterback room going into the start of camp this year?
I really do. We've got a young man that played a lot as a freshman last year that's coming back, Zach Wilkie, so he's got some experience. We signed 2 really highly recruited freshmen that are already here. We've got 2 other young men on scholarship, Jake Langs, one that's played some minutes. But then, we brought in 2 transfers that were here for spring ball, 2 highly recruited young men. I'm going to say their name in alphabetical order, Holman Edwards and Billy Wiles. Holman is from – you like that? Holman is from French Camp, Mississippi. He went to the University of Houston, has been their backup for the last few years for Clayton Tune, who's an NFL quarterback. And then Billy Wiles from Clemson transferred in here. Billy was committed to me at Tulane. And then when I left and came here, he ended up going to Clemson. And so they were both highly recruited kids out of high school or junior college. And then as transfers, we had to beat a lot of people for them. They're older kids. They were really accurate, really tough in spring, and their teammates took to them. And we're going to go into fall camp with those 2 kind of in the lead to be the starters. We'll give the other kids a chance to compete as well. Zach Wilkie, like I said, has gotten a lot better too. And he should. He was a young guy that had to play before he was ready and did some good things. But I think we got a lot of talent in the room now, and I think whoever wins that job is going to be a bona fide, Division I quarterback.
So tell me what a quarterback competition looks like for you through your eyes in camp. We hear coaches talk about, we're going to go compete and we're going to see who wins, and maybe they've got to win the team over or whatever. But in terms of you working through this process to make a decision on who is going to be the starter, what are you looking for?
Yeah, so number one, who can function in a way that it's coached to function? So who can make the plays that are there because of a good play call? If we make a good play, who's going to have their eyes in the right spot, make the right decision, and then execute the play? You got to be accurate, and you got to make the throw, and you got to do what's supposed to do. That's number one. After that, who can make plays when the play breaks down? If the play doesn't work exactly like it was supposed to on the grease board or how it was called, who can then still make a play in a positive direction for us? So that's the 2 things we've communicated to the young men going into fall camp. Take what's given, execute the play call in the manner that we coach you to do it, and then if the play breaks down, who can make some off-script plays, if you will, and that's what we'll be looking for. And we think, these 2 young men, because they got here in spring ball, they really won their teammates over. They're both extremely hard workers. They've got that quarterback DNA to them. They're servant leaders. They impact people in a positive way around them. So it's going to be fun to watch this fall camp.
Visiting with Will Hall, head football coach at Southern Miss. I don't think you can do the job that you're doing, head football coach at the Division I level, if you don't love the game. And I also don't think you can do it successfully if you're not willing to evolve and grow. I'm curious if there's a level of joy that you find when you're able to find a quiet moment and study offense and try to figure things out that will work against the defense. And how much are you able to do that?
Yeah, that's my life. I don't have any other hobbies. I try to be a great husband and a great father first and foremost, and then I put everything I have into this program and our players. So my wife would tell you, if I'm at home sitting next to her in my chair, I've got my iPad in my lap, and I like to watch two things at once. I'm studying the Kansas City Chiefs on my iPad, and she's got Sweet Magnolias on or whatever she's watching at the time, and I'm keeping up with her show enough to where I can be engaged with her, but I don't turn off football much, or what I can do to constantly improve our team.
You know she's smarter than that. You're not pulling anything over on her.
Well, she's a team player as well. She understands what's at stake. She lived at Southwest Baptist in Arkansas, Monticello too, so she's certainly proud to be in Hattiesburg and wants to make sure we win.
Well played. Well played. You look at Frank Gore Jr. and you go, well, he's not the biggest. And I don't know if he's the fastest among all running backs, but, man, there is an it factor that is there with him. What makes Frank Gore Jr. the back that he is?
Yeah, so I think the two biggest traits he has is, number one, an unbelievable ability to make the first guy miss. If he's in a true one-on-one situation, he's going to win that almost every time. And then number two, he's almost like a coach's kid from the way he grew up. His football IQ is out of the roof. I mean, it's off the charts with his level of knowledge for this game and understanding how things are supposed to work. And but the thing I'm most proud of him is he has really embraced being Frank Gore. He and I talk all the time about, to whom much is given, much is required. And everybody wants to be blessed, but not everybody wants the responsibilities that come with being blessed. And he has really embraced the blessings he's been given. He understands that his reach can touch more people than the average person. And he wakes up every day and really, really impacts people in a positive way. His smile is infectious. He's become a guy that's constantly, pulling people to the standard, not stomping on them. And I'm just proud of the man he's become.
In terms of wins and losses, I don't know what the number is in your head that would make you, when you get to the end of the year, go, you know what, we really, really had a good season. But with that said, whatever that, and I don't need you to say that number, whatever that number is, let's play fill in the blank. Fill in the blank happened if we got to that number.
For me, it's about continual growth. We haven't arrived at. You guys know that. But we've come a long way. And we said when we got here we wanted to be the best Group of 5 football program in America. We said Southern Miss has been that before. We feel like we have all the resources to be that again. We think the way we've recruited and the way we've built this place, we've built it to last. And we think we're on our way to doing that. So, when I got here, I said I wanted to get back to playing 12 games that mattered again. We felt like we did that last year, got to a bowl game and won it. So now, we want to be going down the stretch in the mix for the Sun Belt West, and that's a really hard thing to do. This league is without a doubt the best Group of 5 league in America, in football and baseball, to be frank. But, so for us, it's going down the stretch with a chance to do that. And I think that's the next step for us, and just to continue to grow and when we finish this year, we want to look back and say, you know what, we took another step forward. Now, hopefully we take a humongous step forward. We would all love that. But at the end, we've got to keep pushing this place forward in every facet to get us back to being what we want to be.
You mentioned the schedule, and we'll finish here. You got that week 2 trip to Florida State. You get Tulane. I don't know if you heard or not. You guys beat Tulane last year, but they were also a pretty good football team. You got the trip to Starkville, and those are non-conference games. We're talking about outside the conference after obviously opening up with Alcorn State. When you look at this schedule, yes, it's difficult, but is it one that excites you?
It does. People that know me know I'm a glass half full guy, and I think with every challenge that comes your way in life, a humongous opportunity is presented as well. And this schedule obviously is humongous opportunity after humongous opportunity for us. Southern Miss is a brand that's been built through time on the national landscape of college football as a Group of 5 team that has to be reckoned with year in, year out. We've pushed it back to where we're on the verge of being back in that conversation. This schedule could help us really jump forward. And we're excited. It is challenging. It is. It's not easy in any way, shape, or form. It's been rated the toughest in the country by a lot of people for Group of 5. But we embrace it. And like I said, we think we've got a roster now where we can roll it out there and play. So we're excited about that.
Will, can't thank you enough for your time today. We wish you success, but more than anything, we wish you health going through camp and into the start of this season. Thanks so much.
I appreciate that, guys. Like I tell everybody, man, if you're not a Southern Miss fan but you live in Mississippi, we're not playing your team, root for us because we're doing it the right way, and we're doing it with people from Mississippi, and you'll be proud of how we're doing it. So I appreciate y'all having me.
Always good to catch up. We'll talk to you soon. That's